Yeah, but it's not a real one, is it? Yes, it is. Keep watching. Yeah, welcome back. It's GotAUkulele review day. As ever, summary video review to that's linked below. Have a look at the website. You'll find all the other reviews there and a lot more information about this one. Some thank yous running across the bottom of the screen. These are people who've donated in the last week to help keep this site going, because to be impartial, I don't take money from the brands or stores. These wouldn't be reviews, they'd be product placement. And why not help me out if you like this channel by hitting that subscribe button down there. Help me get that subscriber count higher. Okay, it's been a long time coming, this one, and the reason for that introduction is that the brand here is Martin. And there's something about Martin reviews when I do them, that they're newer models which aren't made in Pennsylvania. Some of their higher end ones are still made in Pennsylvania. They're made in Mexico, and they'll always root out Martin traditionalists who will say, "Yeah, but it's not a real one, is it? Because it's not made in America." You know what? I just call nonsense on that. I don't mind where an instrument's made. What I mind is how it's made, how well it's made, how it plays, and how it sounds. And as it happens, all of these newer Martins I've looked at over the recent years have always impressed me. They've always been very nice instruments. This one's been a long time coming. This is the T1 Streetmaster Tenor Ukulele from Martin. And I say a long time coming because I first heard about this when I was invited to the launch of this at the virtual NAMM show in January 2021. These have only now started dripping into the UK. So that's a year and a half late, and they've basically, like a lot of other brands, have been hit by supply issues as a result of the pandemic, and everything's been delayed. So very long time coming, but this is a new one. And Martin don't often put a lot of new instruments out. They don't have a huge range actually, but this is a new one. It's a tenor, and it's a bit of a uke of two halves, this one. It's a very traditional looking Martin shape, double bout instrument. This differs from a Martin tenor I've looked at before, the T1K. The T1K was made of all solid koa. This is made of all solid mahogany. Koa and mahogany being the only woods that Martin used for their wooden instruments, if you ignore their HPL line. And this is all solid mahogany. It's a dark, dark stained finish. It's called a Streetmaster because of the way it's been finished. What they've done is they've relicked it. They've rubbed parts down to make it look like it's older than it is. Subjective disclosure. I despise relicked instruments. I don't understand the point of buying an instrument that looks like it's battered. If I want an instrument with wear on it, I'd rather that wear was created by me. That out the way. This is a relict instrument. So basically what they've done is, with the stain, is they've rubbed patches lighter. I don't like it. And the reason I don't like it is because the wear that they've put on it is not in the places that you'd get wear. If you were playing this would get worn. This would be polished back much more. This would be much more worn. Maybe this. It looks contrived. It's a very, very thin satin finish, but I don't like it. I think it looks artificial. Okay, how do we get through that? It's built very well. The wood is very good quality, as I'd expect it to be with Martin. All finished, nice smooth edges, really nicely put together, no flaws at all. But I just think that's really contrived and odd looking. You tell me what you think in the comments. Am I getting too grumpy about that? I don't know. The bridge is a tie bar style made of Murado wood. I've seen some reports from people saying these are a little bit flaky and they do tend to snap. I can't see any cracks in this one, and it is very, very smoothly finished. Fitted with a compensated top tusk, which is artificial bone. Saddle. No other decoration other than this aging, relicking, other than this black and white soundhole stripe. You see, why didn't they age that? Why didn't they put a yellow stain over the top of that, as would happen over time? It looks far too stark. I don't like that. I don't like the aging, but otherwise it's very well made down here. Very tidy inside, little thin tapered braces, notched linings, no mess whatsoever. Nice thin top as well. All right, okay, this is not for me. This is not for me. It may be for you, and I get that, but there we are. The neck is made of one solid piece of mahogany. Like all Martins, it is attached to the body with a very secure dovetail joint into the body construction, so that's nice, good for sound transference as well. Resonance up the neck. Single piece, tapers down to a USA kind of styled, flattened, Western styled, flattened neck profile, which I'm really pleased about with my hands. And I know this is another very subjective one because the neck's quite skinny. This is 34mm nut with 27 from G to A. If this was a rounded neck, this would not work for my hands at all. But thankfully we've got this little skinny back to it, so it makes it much easier. It's a combination of the two for me. Topped with a fingerboard made of SIPO. I think that is hideous. It's just really, really pale. I've seen reports also that SIPO can be a bit soft as well. Not a good fingerboard wood. It just doesn't work with the body. It's too pale. It looks like they've set the frets directly into the neck wood, but they haven't. It's just too pale. 20 frets, 14 to the body. No sharp edges, but it's close. It's close. The usual traditional Martin small dots facing out at 5, 7, 10, double 12th, one at the 15th, and white side dots with an extra one at the 3rd as well up here. Don't like that. Don't like the relicking. Not looking good, is it? Headstock, always going to be one of these, isn't it? It's the Martin three-pointed crown. I am appalled to see that they are still going with this greeting card sticker logo. It looks cheap. I've seen reports of people with clip-on tuners damaging the logo. You shouldn't be damaging your instrument by putting a clip-on tuner on it, should you? And again, also contrived. You can see this wear around the top that they've applied to make for this road-worn finish. That's not how a headstock would wear over time. It just wouldn't. It looks like somebody's just applied it to the buffing wheel and gone around the edge. It looks totally artificial. I don't like that. The tuners, I don't like them either. Now, I do like, these are Graphtec ratio ukulele tuners. They're planetary gears, so there are little gear systems in there. What I do like is that they work very well, they're very, very smooth, they're very, very light, and I love an instrument with rear-facing tuners. I like the black look as well. But I think they look absolutely ugly as hell. They look like doorknobs. I just really, really don't like the look of them. Also, and this isn't a subjective point, I've seen reports of the tuner posts on these snapping, because this is like a composite material rather than metal. And it's not subjective because it happened to me as well. So I've seen lots of reports. I've had one snap. That's wrong. Now, somebody did tell me that Graphtec have changed the formulation of the material in here, so they shouldn't be snapping any longer. I hope that's true, otherwise Martin are going to be getting some returns, because I've seen more than enough that have snapped to tell me that that wasn't a one-off batch, and I'm talking over a number of years. So, I don't like them. It comes with Martin strings, as you'd imagine. Martin branded gig bag that everyone recognises. They're really good quality, made by TKL, very nice bags. And it comes in with a street price in the UK of about £450. Again, this is where the Martin traditionalists say, oh, it's just too much for an instrument that's made in Mexico. Yeah, it's made in Mexico, but Mexico's still a lot more expensive to make things in than China. And it's not made in China. Even if it was, I wouldn't be bothered. It's made in Mexico, it's made by Martin employees in a Martin facility. They then take them back to Pennsylvania, and that's where they're marketed from. 450 quid for a solid mahogany instrument in tenor scale from the Martin brand. I don't think that's a bad price myself. So a real mixed bag. You may well like the look of that, and if it wasn't for the distressed look, I think I'd be giving it a much higher score on the looks. I just think what they've done is really forced, contrived, artificial. It doesn't look like a worn instrument would look through play. I think that fingerboard is hideous. I do like the skinniness of the headstock, by the way. I don't like this road wearing effect around the top here, and I'm not a fan of those tuners. But all of that, and an awful lot of that review, is very, very subjective. And your views may differ. Well, let's get into the objective. Let's have a play of it. It's not heavy. It's really light at 575 grams. It balances wonderfully. Like all Martins, they just kind of always feel nice in the hands. Be careful with that greeting card sticker, Baz. Let's get it up to pitch with the strobe tuner. And as I say, whilst I don't like the look of these Graphtec tuners, I do really like how they work. Setup, incidentally, on this is within tolerable limits, but too high for me at the 12th. It's almost pushing 3mm. So I'd want the setup to come down a bit. It's almost like they've sent it out with a safe setup. Volume. yeah, very good. They're always good. Martin just have a projection. Don't know whether it's in their bracing or the thinness of the woods, probably a combination of the two. But that's a really good volume. The sustain, loads of it. And I'm immediately liking the tone. Now that Martin T1K made of koa was very bright and direct. This has got the directness and clarity, but because it's mahogany wood, there's a darkness, there's more at the bottom end, I think. I love the sound of that. That's jangly, peppy, but much more range to it than I think the koa one has. Interesting. Finger picking. Pretty. Pretty. I have noticed it's got not got the volume as much as it has with strumming, or you've really got to dig in. That plays really nicely. It sounds really nice. I'm really, really liking the tone, actually. I think there's a real sort of richness. Yeah, really like the tone, really like the volume, really like the sustain. It's an extremely well-made instrument. I don't think the price is too far off either. Do like the back of that neck, don't like the fingerboard, think this is contrived. Would like different tuners. You may like all of those things that I'm complaining about, and they are, I keep repeating, they are subjective gripes. So bear that in mind when you see my score, because otherwise this is a very good tenor instrument. It's a very good tenor instrument from a brand with real heritage. The Martin T1 Streetmaster tenor, all solid mahogany, 450 quid, made in Mexico for Martin, by Martin. If you like these looks, it gets my recommendation. I just find it hard to recommend it to me. Does that make sense? It's not for me on the looks, I'm afraid, but your views may differ. Okay, that was interesting. Thanks very much for watching and your ongoing support. The weather in the UK has cooled off a bit, but it's getting a bit muggy today as well, so I'm feeling a little bit warm in here. More hot weather next week, I believe. There we are. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go very carefully, look after each other. Take care. Bye-bye.